Jenny here, one of my How to Create a Life You Love videos. And today I think is something like the 10th of February. And I'm sitting in the sunshine again. I'm in France again. I'm in the Dordogne this time. I just arrived here 2 days ago. And I'm on another house sit. So this time I am looking after 4 little long-haired dachshunds who are very cute and a beautiful house. And yeah, I'm here for the rest of February. So I'm here from the 8th to the 28th of February. And I'm not just on holiday, I'm working remotely via my laptop. And but taking quite a lot of time out as well, and just enjoying it, enjoying being here, soaking up some vitamin E in the sunshine. So yeah, happy Jenny, happy Jenny. I wanted to talk a little bit in this video about trust, because it's become, trust is such an important thing when you're trying to create a life you love. You know, it's all very well having a vision for your life and what you would like. You know, knowing that is really, really important. But then you actually have to be able to surrender and trust that the universe has got it figured. Or as Gabby Bernstein says in her latest book, the universe has got your back. And so, you know, I'm sitting here in February in the Dordogne. And this time last year, I mean, this was not even a vague option for me. This time last year, I was still working with clients, pretty much, you know, full on, seeing clients on a one-to-one basis, and running all sorts of different events and things like that. And we still have 2 dogs and a house in Northern Ireland and all that stuff. And yet something kept coming up for me, which was create space and this real desire for freedom, which I've talked about in some of my previous videos. And I just had no idea how that was going to happen. And now, having been on my 3rd holiday in France since mid-October, in fact, I think in total, if I work this out properly, I'm probably going to have spent 7 or 8 weeks in France since mid-October through until the end of February. And it has hardly cost me a penny, because I'm house sitting in beautiful houses for lovely people, lovely animals, and I'm also getting to explore the area. And every time I come back here to France, I realise this is where I want to be. So my vision for my life is very much about living in this country and relocating here probably sometime in the next 18 months. But how is that all going to happen? I have absolutely no idea. I really don't. I don't even know exactly where I want to be yet, where we want to be. Of course, I'm in a relationship. Owen, while he loves being out here in France, he's slightly nervous about the idea of relocating. So I don't know how that's going to work out, and the impact that that might have on our relationship. I don't know how we're going to be able to manage to do it financially. I don't know. There's so many things I don't know. But what I do know is that I have a very, very, very deep trust in the universe. And what I mean by that is that I believe that we live in a benign universe. I believe that the universe is actually wanting me to grow. It's wanting me to flourish, to live a joyful life, to thrive, and to be able to share that then with other people. That's my personal belief. You might think it's a load of codswallop, but I don't care, because for me it's working at the moment. That belief is supporting me, and I really do trust that the universe is conspiring in my favour, and that everything is unfolding exactly the way it's meant to. One of the things that I find very interesting about this particular phase of my life is that I don't know whether it's just an age thing or whether it's spiritual maturity or what it might be. I'm very relaxed about it. There's no push. There's no race to move to France. I'm not trying to make it happen at the moment. There will come a point where obviously I will have to take some action, but at the moment I am just trusting. The universe has presented me with trustedhousesitters.com, which we came to about last May or something like that, actually as a way of finding house sitters to look after our dogs so that we could go away on holiday. And then as a result of that, I've started house sitting. We have started house sitting on a regular basis. So that has led us to various different parts in France and getting to explore and look around and get a feel for different areas and all that stuff. So it's just all unfolding, and I don't feel any real rush to do anything just at the moment. So there's a lovely ease that comes with trusting. When you trust deeply that the universe has got your back, your ego can relax. Your ego doesn't have to effort to make things happen, to figure it all out, to grasp, to achieve it, to get it, whatever it might be that you want in your life. When you trust really deeply, what you're doing is saying, okay, well, do you know what? I don't know right at the moment, but I do know that there is something much bigger and much greater than me that is at work here. I'm sitting on a planet, as you are, as you're watching this, that is hurtling through space at however many thousands of miles an hour. I'm sitting here looking out at the spring just starting here. You can hear lots of bird sound around me, I'm sure. There's a little bit of blossom coming onto the trees. The seasons are always changing. They do that without me having to figure it out. The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening without me having to figure it out. Life is happening all around you, and it's happening all around me, and so much of it happens without you having to do anything. I've just had my lunch. My body is digesting my food without me having to think about it and make it happen. So my invitation to you at the end of this video is to notice where you don't trust, to notice where where there's fear, because the opposite of trust is fear. The reason that most of us don't trust very deeply is that at some level there is a fear that something bad's going to happen, or the bubble's going to burst, or it's not going to work out for me, or I'm not good enough, or whatever your fear might be. Everybody has those different fears, and over definitely the last 5 or 6 years, I've just been looking into those fears and exploring them and gradually releasing them and letting go. And it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost just like jumping off a cliff and landing in a big bundle of feathers. It's such a beautiful and relaxed way to live when you know that the universe has got it all figured out for you. All you need to do is work out how you'd like to feel. Tune into that feeling as often as possible. Make that feeling, manifest that feeling as often as possible. So for me, it's freedom. And, I manifest that feeling even if I'm at home in Northern Ireland on a cold, wet, rainy day. I'll put the music on and dance around the kitchen like a teenager, because that's freedom for me, That's kind of all you need to do, and then just notice where you're constricted, where your ego is trying to hold on and trying to figure it all out. I'm not saying it's easy. Nobody ever said it was easy. I've been working for 7 years with my spiritual teacher, Miranda McPherson, who's coming over to Ireland again in May, and a lot of her work is to do with trust. So my trust muscle is very strong, if you want to put it that way. But it does take practice, and life gives you lots of practice. Lots of things have happened in the last few years that could have caused me to go into a complete tailspin and stop trusting, but I just kept practicing. I kept breathing into it, a bit like you might breathe into a very difficult yoga pose that you think, oh, I can't go any further, I can't do it, and then you breathe in and you relax and your body opens. It might just be a tiny little millimeter, even less than a millimeter. But over a period of time, you realize, oh, I can go deeper into that pose. I can breathe more into the discomfort, into the areas where I'm constricted or I'm tight. And gradually, bit by bit by bit, I start to trust myself and trust my body, and in this instance, trust the universe. I hope that helps. Please subscribe here if you'd like to see more of these videos, and if I can do anything to help you, just drop me an email to jenny@freshstartcoaching.co.uk. Thanks very much. Bye.